dear guests, dear professors, and dear experts, thank you very much for giving this presentation. I am Haibatullah Nitjandimanish, an Associate Professor of International Law at Allаме Tαμπαταμπάι University in Tehran, Iran. My country has been attacked by the United States of America and the Zionist regime. The first attack has targeted a school of students who were children and about 170 children. This was the first gift from the United States of America to the Iranian people.
شنبه 9 اسفند 1404 دبستان دخترانه شجره طیبه میناب مورد حمله مستقیم آمریکا قرار گرفت و 168 کودک شهید شدند. داده‌های ماهواره‌ای و تحلیل‌های کارشناسان خارجی نشان می‌دهد این حمله اصلاً تصادفی نبوده است. طبق گزارش تحقیقی گاردین، نشانه‌های بصری مانند حیات بازی رنگی، نقاشی‌های روی دیوار و نبود خودروهای غیر نظامی در مدرسه برای اپراتورهای پهپاد یا خلبانان کاملاً قابل تشخیص بوده است. حمله روز شنبه حوالی ساعت 10 تا 10:45 دقیقه صبح بوده که دقیقاً با ساعت تغییر کلاس‌ها و حضور حداکثری دانش آموزان در محیط‌های باز مدرسه همخوانی دارد. رسانه‌ها از جمله مجله تایم اشاره کردند که با توجه به قابلیت‌های تجسسی پیشرفته آمریکا، رصد فعالیت‌های روزانه در این مکان و تشخیص ماهیت غیر نظامی آن امری بدیهی بوده است. دو مقام ارشد نظامی آمریکا نیز در گفتگو با رویترز اعتراف کردند که تحقیقات مقدماتی ارتش نشان می‌دهد نیروهای آمریکایی مسئول حمله به مدرسه بودند. همچنین یافته‌های کارشناسان نظامی که توسط NBC و CBC منتشر شده، فرضیه خطا رفتن موشک را رد می‌کنند. وست براینت، متخصص سابق هدفگیری در نیروی هوایی آمریکا میگوید نقاط اصابت دقیقاً در مرکز مدرسه قرار دارند. این سطح از دقت امضای کلاسیک بمب‌های هدایت شونده ماهواره‌ای یا موشک‌های کروز است. همچنین مدرسه هدف 3 پرتابه جداگانه بوده است. پس از اصابت اولین پرتابه، دانش آموزان به نمازخانه پناه بردند که همان نقطه توسط 2 پرتابه بعدی هدف قرار گرفته است.
I want to deal with these attacks from the viewpoint of international law and also the violations resulting from the attack. And I also want to talk about the participation and involvement of third states, in particular the neighboring states. The attack is clearly an act of aggression which is prohibited as a jus cogens rule, and this jus cogens also creates erga omnes obligations. That is that every state is a victim of this violation, not only Iran, but every member of international community has the responsibility, has the obligation to react to this act of aggression. This act of aggression, based on the Article 8 bis of the Rome Statute, is also a crime of aggression. So this act of aggression creates international responsibility for the aggressors, and it also creates, as a crime of aggression, creates an individual criminal responsibility for the political and military officials of the United States and also the Zionist regime. Regarding the second issue, the third states and also neighboring states, we have 2 basic principles in the rule international law. The first one is the principle that says that every state is required not to dispose or put its territory in the hands of another state or another entity to damage another state or the territory of another state. For example, here, the neighboring states and the third states are required not to give their territory to the United States of America or the Zionist regime to launch attacks in the form of act of aggression against the territory of Iranian nation. The second one is Article 3 of the resolution of definition of the act of aggression, which has been adopted by the UN General Assembly in 19 74. This article says that the action of a state to allow its territory to be used by another state to commit act of aggression against a third state is an example of the act of aggression. So I want to say that those states, in particular my neighboring states, who gave their territory to the United States of America to launch act of aggression against my country is also an act of aggression. In addition to act of aggression, which creates international responsibility for those states, it also creates individual criminal responsibility for the political and military officials of the neighboring states. The next issue is the violations resulting from the act of aggression or the crime of aggression. And the famous one, or the first one, is the war crimes committed by the United States of America and also by Israeli regime. The intentional targeting schools, hospitals, and ambulances and other civilian buildings are the exactly and clear examples of war crimes. And these also, in addition to international responsibility, creates individual criminal responsibility, which I think it is the time for the international community to intervene to suppress the act of aggression and also to make accountable those who are responsible for the war crimes against the Iranian people, in particular against the children in Iran, the students who were children in Mινάμπ, Bandar Abbas, a city in the southern part of Iran. The last point of my presentation is related to the new situation, and I want to say that we are witnessing an emergence of new international order, which is, in my idea, led by Iranian state and Iranian nation. So Iran will be a big and a very effective actor in this new international order in the western part of Asia.
مدرسه های بی پناه دخترکان بی گناه بیا کمک رسیده سنگ